It's Wednesday night, and we all know what that means. Take it away, O'Shea Kana.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the All Elite Zone podcast on YouTube and Twitch. We are here for our AEW Dynamite live reaction. Tonight is the debut episode of Dynamite in the United Kingdom, the UK. This week, this is the go home show to AEW All In this Sunday. Should be a good show, I'm hoping. As you can tell by the thumbnail, we have a Continental Championship match. We have Okada defending his Continental Championship versus Colado Castagnoli. We have the Young Bucks, FTR in action. Looks like we're starting off with the Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné contract signing.
Well, I know I have a bad accent though, but I'm just trying to say what the Irelands does, even though they're in Wales tonight.
Yes, they are in. They're in Wales, not too far from Wembley Stadium.
Yeah. So I just went take it away, O'Shea Kana. Just like the Irelands do. But if I offended anyone in the United Kingdom and Ireland or anyone else, I apologize.
Actually, in my work, I had 2 people from Ireland today. Some Collision flashbacks. Mercedes Moné actually showed up on Collision. She never does anything else besides Dynamite and pay-per-views. Joyce, Cody's friend. Well, thanks for watching. Definitely appreciate it. Is Pat gonna be on Dynamite? I don't know if he's gonna be on Dynamite. He doesn't even have a match for All In, but they did tonight's Dynamite is pre-tape. This is not live. They filmed it earlier today because of London's timing. But Collision, they're having trios because the trios match at All In is gonna be a fatal 4-way, 4 trios teams, and Pac might have something to do with that. I don't really like how they did it. Pac should have an individual moment at All In, but they just found something to throw him on the card.
Just like,
Hassan Terrell, thank you, Hassan Terrell. We definitely appreciate it. That was on the Wide World of Wrestling podcast. If anyone hasn't subscribed to that channel, definitely go subscribe. That is our sister channel to the All Elite Zone. Hassan Terrell is obviously subscribed to it, so definitely follow us on there. We do Raw, SmackDown, NXT, sometimes WWE pay-per-view reactions.
Yeah, but still, what was it? Oh yeah, yeah. So technically, we're gonna have a quadruple trios ladder match.
Yeah, it's a ladder match too. We got champions, the Panarchy. We got Bullet Club Gold and the House of Black. And there's going to be a 4th team added. I thought it was going to be the Blackpool Combat Club. On AZ Canada, they talked about that, but it is not. But it is not. It is not going to be the Blackpool Combat Club.
Or maybe it might be. Well, even though they're probably going to leave soon, Death Triangle.
Well, I can tell you the team that's going to be in it. I don't even know who wins.
That's the words of Mr. Jacob if he's on right now. No spoilers, please.
I'm not going to say who wins, but the teams that are in it, well, it's still probably announced tonight on social media anyways, and some of you may know already as well. It's going to be Top Flight and Leo Rush. I believe it's Leo Rush. Versus,
actually, it's Action Andrade.
Well, for this one, they used Leo Rush. They didn't use Action Andrade for whatever reason. They're going against Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, and not John Moxley. They're teaming up with Pac, which is weird. So John Moxley is probably not even going to be on All In now because unless he's in the Gauntlet Battle Royal thing that they're doing, he's not going to be on the show. I'm surprised he's not going to be on the show, but it feels like they just threw, since Lucha Bros are definitely leaving. Since they're not at All In, they're going to be gone. So they just threw Pac on the card anywhere they could. I would have done something more with him. I would have put, they're having Okada and Claudio Castagnoli tonight. And they could have saved it for the pay per view at this point, but why not do Okada versus Pac at All In and have Pac win that? I mean, that would have made more sense.
Hey, Letty.
But he is owed a international title shot. He won that fatal 4-way match a few weeks back, so he is guaranteed an All In.
Well,
International title match at some point in the future.
You mean American? Well, international, but it was international first, but American too.
Well, when Will Ospreay wins it back, it'll go back to the international title. I think Will Ospreay's going to win it All In.
I think that MJF doesn't want to wrestle Pac though. Hell, he doesn't even like to wrestle any newcomers around there.
The crowd is pretty hot tonight. They are sold out.
Is this the same arena where they did the UK tournament?
This is the first time the AEW Dynamite has been in London.
Well, I know that. I meant about the arena. It looks like from the UK tournament they had a few years ago.
Little degree to fall back on. So are you really all in?
Yeah, they sold over 4,000 tickets. Why do you wish there was a stadium stampede one? No, it isn't really. It's hard to do a stadium stampede match with not being at a unique arena, because it's technically in the arena. It's supposed to be in the arena. They didn't really go in the arena last time. It was just a match to throw people on the card because they had nothing for them. I mean, if they were building like two stables, that's what they did last year. Is Eddie Kingston and Penta and who else? Someone returned. Santana and Ortiz returned. They teamed up together
one time, and then afterwards they disband. And I know you didn't like that, Connor.
Yeah, that. I'm surprised they never won the tag titles. That will always be a fumble with AEW. Got Camilla Brickhouse with Mercedes Moné now.
Well, I'm Britt Baker, and I'm the baddest bitch on the block. But you did get one thing right. I admired you. I wanted to be you, Mercedes. You walked so girls like me could run. So girls like me could be the first female in the foundation of the company you're sitting in right now. You made a difference. You made a difference, but that person doesn't exist anymore. That person is gone. You're a smug, arrogant ass, and you care more about being the highest paid female in professional wrestling than you do about your own damn legacy that inspired future stars and future role models like me.
Yeah, I agree with Britt Baker.
I don't know where.
I haven't loved anything about Mercedes since she's came to AEW. She's nothing like she was in WWE. Like, her mic skills aren't as good anymore. Her matches are okay.
That TBS title on Sunday at All In.
Ouch.
That's the girl that I want to be able to say that I beat.
But Britt Baker's always been good on the mic. She's always been good. She's always never taken time off, really. She was in a wheelchair in a feud with Big Swole that time.
Not gonna hit you, Mercedes. But this bitch is getting on my nerves.
Yeah, that was kind of sloppy. That was kind of sloppy, but look, it hurt though.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hit right in the chair. You know, I'm hoping Jamie Hayter would come back to help Britt Baker. Oop.
Chris Jericho.
Oh no. Oh, I thought you were talking about Christian. Oh boy.
As good as the original Dynamite Kid? I don't think so.
And the Dynamite Kid, his son or nephew or someone that's wrestling against Chris Jericho tonight.
I think it's nephew.
So was the British, the Dynamite Kid's brother's son.
It is quite large.
I've seen his match against Dax Harwood, and that was a good match. Apparently, AEW has signed him, so I don't think they should have signed him. I mean, he's good.
I know. Sorry, go ahead.
He's good. Maybe auto signed this to Ring of Honor at first. I don't know, but they've signed him. But for an event in the UK, it's pretty good. I kind of wish they would get D.H. Smith and recreate the British Bulldogs. D.H. Smith and Dynamite Kid, Billington, and make them the new British Bulldogs and have them doing the AEW Tag Team division. I think that would be pretty cool.
Impressive.
D.H. Smith, like it's been said all the time that he's been in talks with AEW, but nothing's ever happened. I think that would be perfect. The new generation of the British Bulldogs. D.H. Smith's, David Boy Smith's son and Dynamite Kid's nephew. And they got the music too. Like it sounds just like the original British Bulldogs theme song. I could use this and it'd be perfect. Tommy Billington is his name. Paying homepage for the UK crowd.
Well, Tommy Billington's got the British Bulldogs theme.
Yeah, that's why if they would get D.H. Smith and they would put them two together as a tag team and recreate the British Bulldogs, that would be perfect. They got the theme music. All they're missing is David Boy Smith's son, D.H. Smith. I don't think he's with New Japan anymore or doing anything.
I usually don't know anything about the British Bulldog or the Dynamite Kid or their tag team, the British Bulldogs. But all I can say is that I'm glad that Tommy Billington, the Dynamite Kid, Tommy Billington, are getting in the ring for the first time. I think he's a second generation star. I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's what I like about him, though. That's what I like about second generations. I usually like to see their dads wrestle, but I usually never got to see the sons wrestle. Until now. Taking this for an example. Brian Pillman, his son, or NXT's Lexis King. You know what Tom Gilligan reminds me of when it look at that hair and his physique?
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Christopher Nolinski.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I was fixing to say, what just happened? I thought Tony Storm was going to face the Glamour in a match.
I think that's at All In.
Oh yeah. Well, that isn't All In though. I thought it said All In at first, but it says Dynamite. My bad. In case y'all don't remember Christopher Nowinski, he left the wrestling world due to his concussion syndrome, post-concussion syndromes. I actually watched a match though at the Royal Rumble 2003 where he got double drop kick by Rey Mysterio and Edge. In case you've seen it on the video on Facebook, Connor.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So technically, Tommy Billington kind of reminds me of Christopher Nowinski, a young Christopher Nowinski. Don't you think?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Everyone, if you haven't already, yet, go check out the AEW Canada episode we did yesterday. We're trying to get that show back on track. We did our all-in predictions. I was on it for a little bit towards the end, but Matt and Adam was on there. They had a really good show. So definitely go check out AEW Canada. We're about to be on episode 60. But we do have
Episode 60. Congratulations.
yeah,
Well,
we're
the AZ Canada, I mean.
Talking Elite has been moved to Sundays. They're now known on Thursdays because Adam took a night job, as you guys know. So he won't be able to do Thursdays. We'll move it to Saturdays. He's going to try to do it in the afternoon, but we're almost to 100 episodes on Talking Elite. We're at Sunday will be at episode. This Sunday will be at episode 82. So we're close to 100th episode of Talking Elite. That's a big milestone. So.
Know what you mean. Congratulations to everyone out there who was watching this podcast and all that right now, the subscribers.
Yeah, we thank you all. If anyone's watching that hasn't subscribed, we definitely recommend you guys subscribing. Tomorrow, since there is no Talking Elite, I don't know if I'm gonna. I've been debating adding a new show to the channel. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but this Thursday there will be something out. It's going to be me and Chris's AEW Collision vlog from Memphis, Tennessee. That will be released Thursday in its place of Talking Elite just for a night. We might try to do something on Thursday since that slot is open now. But yeah, our AEW Collision vlog will be out Thursday. Probably at the exact same time Talking Elite will start, 7 o'clock. I'll make it a premiere and do it that way.
Well, Connor, first off, correction, it's in South Haven, but it's close to Memphis.
Yeah, South Haven. Yeah, they kept on saying it was Memphis, Tennessee the whole time, but they were in South Haven.
Yeah, I did the recording and all that. Well, I didn't record the whole matches because that would be like copyrights and all that.
Yeah.
So I just record some matches that my arms can handle, and just send them to Connor though right away. We did it before in Tupelo during the house rules. Now here we are in Collision. And I do hope. I don't know. And as we all know, as I said last week or a couple of weeks ago, me and this guy are headed to WrestleMania in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yep. Let's see. So I've been doing some thinking about the WWE 2K24 since I bought the game though recently. Now, in case that Connor or everyone else hasn't saw the video yet that I posted on YouTube, it's me and Errol versus the one you saw last week against the Dudley Boys in a tag team Extreme Rules match.
Yeah.
Yeah. I created myself an Earl. I even created this guy too, in case anyone hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
And guess what? He kind of looks like a CM Punk, but except we call him Jackson Blake.
Yeah.
You know, name changing and all that thanks to the WWE.
Seeing Jericho and come Wembley Stadium this Sunday, I really am fired up about it. And nice switches here. Watch out.
Ooh, that's a good suplex.
As I know we said it before, we really appreciate
German
your
suplex.
temper down here. Billington.
I'm still in processing of doing a 2K24 version of War Games.
You know, obviously my son doesn't need my help at all. So
Try to get the match set up and completed so far, and I'll show it to everyone out there. But anyway.
Yeah, I've done War Games a few times. The last time I did it, I did. Who would I do it? Who I did? I think I did CM Punk, Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart, and Terry Funk versus Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa. Davis, what's going on with AEW? That game's done now. They're not going to be doing any more DLCs. It's done. Season 4 was the last season. In the Discord chat, the person that's in there keeps saying that it's going to be like if he was still there, like basically since he's still in the group, that they're not done with the game. But they're pretty much done. There's not going to be any more wrestlers. There's not going to be any more arenas. You're not going to add new. You're not going to add no new match types. This is the final. That's it. If they add anything, there'll be some new attires that they did before, and that'll be it. Like they're not going to add. We're not going to see Mercedes, Will Ospreay. We're not going to get Daniel Garcia. We're not going to get Collision Arena. We're not going to get new match types. That's your final game. I personally feel ripped off. I paid $80 for that. Like that's worth 50, 40, 30, really.
It costs $10 now, and according to my end.
Yeah, I saw someone find it at Goodwill for $6.
Oh boy,
the value of that game. I mean, I bet you could find a WWE 2K20 game for $20. It's more than that. And 2K20 suck. What about me, Chris? Do I get a call? Create a wrestler.
I can create you if you want, Mr. Jacobs. All I just need is your height and weight, and I need to know what you look like, though. I mean, your face, I mean. Well, face profile. You know what? Send me details soon, or not soon, more like we'll talk more when you get online in a few minutes. That is if Connor, that is where, but anyway.
I got a hook.
At the eye off the giant there. Oh, God, no.
Oh, boy.
I'm ready for this. I'm ready for the Jericho and Hook feud to be done for. Like, they dragged that out. I don't care who wins. But Hook's probably going to win because the last time, 2 times, Jericho's won. But I could care less who wins, really. That match is the least match I'm looking forward to. Like, after All In, they need to end that feud and have Jericho doing something else and have Hook doing something else. Hook should just vacate the FTW title and go for the TNT title. Have Hook go against Jack Perry. I mean, they haven't done that. Well, they have done it, but they actually did it last year at All In, and Hook won.
Hey, Darla. Yeah, message me when you, because I need to know your actual height, weight, and all that. Or as they call it on Wikipedia, build weight and height advantage.
And there's Nelly Corda. She was in your car. Wait, that's not a witch. That's her iPhone 15 mobile. She sends it out.
I still got a few more creations I'm going to have to do. Plus, I got to create a friend of ours in Cordova.
Brandon.
I want to be an actor.
Yeah.
You act like a good sister and get me spoiled baby back.
Hey, Darla. Again.
Davis said, what would you do next with Jericho? That's a good question. He still has Big Bill and Brian Keith. See, depending on Bryan Danielson and Swerve,
Save money with Snapshot.
whoever wins that will go against Darby Allin at Dynamite Grand Slam, so it can't be any of those 3. I wouldn't do Will Ospreay. It's not going to be MJF. I definitely don't want to see that again. They've already had that rivalry, and it wouldn't work. They're heels now. Couldn't do Christian Cage. I couldn't do Edge.
The 3 Canadians. Ah!
I don't know what they could do. Moxley isn't going to be around. Pac is going to go for international title. No one knows if Daniel Garcia's coming back, but when he does come back, he's going after MJF for sure. Maybe they could do, I don't know. Jeff Jarrett, maybe? Maybe having to do with Jeff Jarrett?
Has Chris Jericho and Jeff Jarrett ever met in the ring yet?
I don't know if they have.
Probably in WCW when just Jericho was starting out.
They may have then.
Or WWE right before Jeff Jarrett left the company.
But not with Greeny's dental treats.
Let me
Made wonderful.
let me go to the roster and see. Samoa Joe's out. He's doing that series on Peacock or whatever. Like do the House of Black. I think Malachi Black and Jericho's had a match. I don't know if House of Black is going to win the trios titles, but that could be a match they do. They could do Dustin Rhodes. Even though he's doing ROH stuff. Lance Archer's there. He's not doing anything. They could do Orange Cassidy, but they did that before.
Well, at least Toni Storm is back in her, well, not her home country, but back in her part of it.
AEW's been thinking about going to Australia, so maybe they'll go to her hometown next.
Yeah, they should be, because I heard that they're going back to the same place where Global Warning, WWE's Global Warning, back then it was the Colonial Stadium. So it might be in that same arena.
Tony Storm and Aussie Open are from Australia. And we got another hometown, or home country hero, Saraya. She is from the UK. It's part of the reason why she's on the show. I don't know why we're doing this match since we got a title match Sunday against Mariah May. I don't know why they're doing a title match now with Saraya.
I know what you mean.
And Saraya hasn't really won any. Well, she beat Nyla Rose and she won a match on Rampage last week or something, but 2 wins. Just like.
Well, I don't know why Tony Storm is giving away a match against Saraya though.
Yeah, I mean, we got the match on All In with Mariah May. I don't know why we're doing this. Like, the only reason we're doing it is because they want to get Saraya on the show. But they could have just given Saraya a match that wasn't Tony Storm. Like, they could have put Saraya against somebody else. They could have put her against Abaddon. You got Nyla Rose. But they already did that.
I don't know.
There was someone on the roster that they could have put her against. Layla Gray or Kira Hogan, Diamante, someone they could have had.
Oh, what about that? What about the Queen? The Queen
Queen Madonna? Yeah, Queen Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing nothing right now. Like, that'd been perfect. Saraya and Queen, like, she doesn't need it. If she's gonna get a title match, please build up to have a win match like Serena Deeb did. Serena Deeb, she beat a lot of people, and then she got the title match with Toni Storm.
Yeah. What is she doing?
Should be a good match though.
Look at Toni Storm.
A lot of roll-ups right now. Toni Storm's going to win this match. She's not going to lose before All In.
I agree with Connor, Darla, because if Toni Storm loses, because I'm not trying to say Saraya, I'm saying Toni Storm should win, because if Saraya does get the win, though, she'll be taking Toni Storm's place, or unless it's going to be a triple threat match between all 3 of them.
Yeah. It could have.
Because I believe the glamour does not want nothing to do with timeless Toni Storm.
They've built on that match for a month, 2 months now. Tony and Mariah May, so.
Yeah. I wonder who's gonna face Darby Allin at the Grand Slam though, if it ever happens.
Can be Swerve or Bryan Danielson.
Or whoever wins the champion on all Out.
Yeah, that's another one.
So here's my question, Connor, and I know someone's going to ask this first, but I'm going to ask you very quickly. Who do you think, if Bryan Danielson or Swerve Strickland does get the win, who should one of them face at All Out?
If Danielson wins, it'd be someone completely different. It won't be Darby because he's got to have a shot at Grand Slam. They could do Danielson and Christian Cage. That would be the match. But if Swerve wins, it'll probably be Swerve and Hangman Page at All Out. Personally, I want to see Bryan Danielson win it at least one time, win the world title. Because they booked Wrestle Dream in his hometown of Washington, so it would make sense for his last match to be in Washington. Like, yeah. Why did you even book Washington if that wasn't for his last match? I feel like he should win it and be champion up until Wrestle Dream and have him lose, or retire as champion like Sting did.
Check out the T-Mobile savings calculator and see how much you can
I'd
save.
like to see Brian Danielson get one run. Even if it's a short run, just one run as champion.
Only one thing.
You think? Well, speaking of Christian Cage, if it's going to be him against Christian Cage at All Out, maybe, or if, then Christian Cage is probably going to tell a storyline about Bryan Danielson's dad, that he passed away and all that. You know, he passed away about 10 years ago.
Yeah, they'll probably mention his. Brie Bell's actually supposed to be at All In, and his kids in the crowd. So I think Christian Cage would bring up Brie Bella, Danielson's kids.
I thought he only has one daughter.
I think he has two now.
Oh, he or she must have been born, I think. Just saying, you know. So, are you going to get All In London this Sunday afternoon, or you can't do that?
Each planning their future through the Chase mobile app. Gen X is planning a summer.
Yeah, I plan on it. Yeah, I plan on ordering it.
Where are you going to get it on? That's the question.
I might get it on the Triller. It was Fight TV originally because they got a bundle you can do. You pay $84, and you get All In and All Out.
Good question. I thought it might be on that other. What was it called? BNR.
Feature Report. I think it's on there as well.
Okay. I'm just trying. I just thought maybe I could watch All In though too, but technically I can't do that.
The AEW Women's World Championship is on.
But if you don't, but you know, I'm just saying, you know.
If I get it, it'll be this weekend on Friday once I get paid.
If you don't want to, that's fine.
I don't know. I'm gonna try to watch. I'm gonna watch it somehow.
Well, did you watch it last year?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it last year. I've watched every AEW pay-per-view I've watched live, or if I didn't watch it, I was there at it. The only one I did not watch was Forbidden Door of this year. I didn't watch that pay-per-view.
Which one? Forbidden Door?
Oh, this year? Yeah, 2024. I didn't order it, I didn't watch it. That was the only AEW pay-per-view I did not watch.
Ouch.
Out of all the years, that was the one I didn't watch. Double or Nothing I watched. I think I did. Because it was Swerve and Christian Cage. Yeah, I watched that one. I watched all of them this year except that one.
Well, lucky you. I had my mom and I had to watch all WWE pay-per-views, or you know.
Hey, WWE's gotten a lot better, so it's worth watching now. Oh, got to the ropes.
Oh no. Rope break.
That was her finisher too.
Absolutely, guys nailed it. Ring awareness, knowing that sense of everyone involved, knowing where she was in the ring. That's what you guys are talking about.
We got 6 people watching. Everyone watching. Who are you guys going for? We were talking about it earlier. You going for Bryan Danielson or Swerve Strickland at All In? I'd like to see what you guys think.
I do hope we get. I don't know who we're gonna get to see, but and we all know tonight's gonna be a face-off between Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland. And guess who's going to be the, what do they call it, the moderator? The Bryan Danielson's arch enemy back then.
Yep, he's also from the UK.
Uh-oh, here comes Harley Cameron. If I'm spoiling her for you, Connor, I'm sorry.
She's not good at all.
Oh!
I don't get the kissing. I don't get it.
I think Harley Cameron liked it too. Oh no!
I don't get that. I've never gotten that since they've done it in AEW.
Well, Tony Storm did it again. Watch out for the glamour.
She will meet her former protege, the Glamour, Mariah May, this Sunday at All in London, live on pay-per-view. Toni Storm.
The glamour versus timeless. I like that
Whoa.
line.
Mariah May.
Shoe to shoe to shoe in the hand of Mariah.
Watch for the shoe.
Timeless Toni Storm, the proverbial dagger in the back. Now perhaps another shoe to the forehead ahead of Wembley this Sunday. This whole thing is a little bit warped and wacky. Well, Mariah being out of London, they're booing her here as well. I think Mariah May will get booed
And disturbing.
for what she did to Toni Storm, but Toni Storm does not have to wait long. This Sunday, she will have a chance at revenge, but sometimes Toni Storm gets too blinded by revenge, by wanting to take out Mariah May to effectively defend her AEW Women's World Championship. We will find out at Wembley Stadium and London coming up this Sunday, live on pay-per-view. But let's head to the back where once again our colleague, the remarkable Renee Paquette, is standing by.
It is my professional opinion that it is not Dynamite after an operation.
You damn right, Renee. Thank you.
When is Collision going to be on? I know it's going to be on Saturday, but is it going to be in Texas or is it going to be in Wales?
I think it's going to be from Wales. They taped Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision.
Impressive. Just like they always do. I know they're in a different country, try to tape the event and show it live in the United States. Well, not live, more like show it in the United States. Just they didn't even show it the same time zone. They just like you remember Clash of the Castle in Scotland?
Yeah.
They did it. They did it live, but it was different. Different time zone from us. Ooh.
Well, on commercial break. Got MJF and Ospreay next. They've kind of made Kyle O'Reilly into a comedy act. He just does the facial expressions, and he's always teaming up with Orange Cassidy and Mark Briscoe on Collision in random matches every time. Like, I liked him better as a singles wrestler. Like, if you're not going to put him with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong and he's a Undisputed Elite, then just have him on his own. He's better as a singles wrestler anyways. And Orange Cassidy, I'm tired of seeing him all the time. He always wins. Like, every time he's in a match, you already know who's going to win. And that's what the AEW in general like. AEW needs to have less predictable matches and more upsets to make it even out where you don't know who's going to win. Because if you already know who's going to win every single match, then it's not even worth watching. That's why you need a little bit of excitement in the matches. Because if you don't know who's going to win, then you really are engaged. You want to watch the match to see who wins and see if your favorite wrestler wins. AEW doesn't have much of that. At least on TV, they don't. Some on pay-per-views, they have predictable matches as well. For All In, they don't. Some matches are predictable, not the whole show. But TV, like Rampage and Collision and Dynamite, they're all predictable. Every once in a while, they'll have a match like MJF and Ospreay, and you don't know who's going to win. But
Oh boy. Where's this? I mean, in South Haven, I saw Will Ospreay look-alike. Well, actually, he does resemble like him, like his son, Will Ospreay Jr. Ah!
mm-hmm.
Setting up the moment, well, he should.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Oh boy, he's wearing the American suit right in front of the UK fans.
Jordan Kirby, that was Tony's last title defense because there's no way they do a heel turn not let Mariah win. Well, surprisingly, they've done things like this, and they've had the wrestler that turned heel lose. They did that. Who was it? I know one time, like they normally like the wrestler that gets the advantage on the go home show, they lose at pay per view, and they had Malachi Black destroy Edge before the pay per view, and then they still had Edge win. Like they just buried him. So I don't know who's going to win that match. I would have Tony win because she's very close. Some people might not know this, but she's very close to becoming the longest reigning AEW Women's Champion of all time. And I think that's a milestone that Tony Storm should do. She should be the longest reigning Women's Champion in AEW history. But because the feud doesn't have to end at All In. Like AEW likes to have feuds and they end after one match. Like they can have Tony Mariah go through All Out, go at least through All Out. But Mariah's eventually going to win it, even if it's not at All In. But AEW has done similar things, like turning someone heel and then having them lose the big match. They've done it before, many times.
Because by Sunday, bang! And the dirt is gone. You cleaned up my mess? That's interesting, buddy. Jam-packed arenas chanted my name twice as loud as they ever have yours. I'm talking. And unlike you, I didn't have to be a cute little flip merchant to get the job done. No, no. All I had to do was this. No. So you cleaned up my mess, buddy. You might not be aware of this, but did you know that I came back early from an injury before I was fully rehabilitated? Do you folks want to know why? It's because I was begged by Top Brass and AEW and Top Brass and Warner Brothers Discovery to clean up your mess.
Oh, Connor's out for a minute.
Okay.
Ouch.
Will, out of all the trash you got one thing right. Truly. I don't care about catering to these people. These people are meaningless. I only care about one thing, and it's the only thing that matters. It's something that you lot are incapable of. It's what Americans do best. We win. You know what's so sad, though, man? I actually believed that four-eyed, curly-haired dork, Tony Khan, when he told me while I was out injured, the company would be safe in your capable hands. Dude, who the hell are you? You only know who he is because you're redcoat terrorists. Everybody knows who MJF is. Everybody loves MJF. Professional wrestling analysts, pundits, present-day world champions, Hall of Famers, legends, all unanimously agree that I'm the best professional wrestler on God's green earth. So I'm curious, Will, who told you you were the best in the world?
Dave Meltzer told him.
No. Stop. I'm dying right now. You can't be serious. Them? The fans? These people? Really? Will, that is
Hello,
so
all. Hi.
sick. You know nothing about professional wrestling. And do you know how I know that's true, Will? Because they like your matches. So you be the feeling all you want, bro. Friedman is the facts. The fact is, I am the youngest and longest reigning AEW World Champion of all time. The fact is, I headlined and won the biggest show of all time. The fact is, when they talk about this generation of professional wrestling, I'll be the ace and you'll be second place. The fact is, I hail from the only country in the world that matters, the United States of America. And most importantly, Will, the fact is, you got one move in the chamber, and it's the only move you can use to defeat me, the Tiger Driver. And the fact of the matter is, bud, you ain't man enough to pull the trigger.
All right, I'm here. I'm sorry about that. My computer is messing with me. All right, I'm here. How's my sound? Am I coming in okay?
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everyone in the chat. Sorry for my tardiness. Oh, did MJF just come up with a new catchphrase?
Yeah.
This is a really good segment. That crowd is lit.
Yeah.
No. You know what, Will? You're right. I can never be like you, man. You're a great human being. Inside and outside of this ring, you're a role model to fans the world over. You're a great husband. You're a great father. You're a great professional wrestler. In every way, I fell short to be the face of AEW. You've manned up and done it. Congratulations. However, before the show tonight, I actually got to spend a little time with your wife.
Uh-oh.
So-called kid of yours.
Oh, snap.
No, I'm putting you over, buddy. Calm down. I say so-called kid because his wife was in a prior relationship, had a child with that man, and then Osprey stepped up into the picture, and he has raised that kid like it's his own. Admirable.
Yeah, MJF is a douchebag for putting his business out there like that. That's a douchebag move.
I got a feeling like the conversation I had with your wife tonight, the next kid she has,
Golly.
Damn.
yours, Yep, take the low road, clearly trying to promote Will Ospreay. Remember, there is 5 suspension, restricted movement, and physicality here tonight. She wanted. Yes. She wanted. Yes. You go tell you got in your ear. Yes, I do. How much is that fun for 21 man? Okay, Will, that fine is 100,000 pounds sterling, $127,000. $100K. I think everybody in the arena would pitch in. I don't know if they all have one.
They probably,
MJF stole the belt, man. That was too much.
they probably didn't even make $1,000, $100,000 out of this whole thing they're doing tonight.
You think?
Shoot, no, they didn't. I mean, they sold it out. They only hold 4,000, and their merchandise prices are through the roof. I better hope people bought that replica belt for $850.
You look at the venue; it's not really that big of a venue, really. You really look at it.
No, it's like a 4,000, 5,000 seat arena. It's not. You can sell that out if anything. WWE's going to be there, and they've already sold it out.
That makes sense.
Well, it took AEW 6 months to sell it out. So
6 months.
yeah, to sell it out.
Wow.
But it took WWE like a week, or maybe not even that, to sell the whole stuff out.
They have better promotion, though, man. They promote their stuff everywhere. AEW barely promotes.
They used to be better at that, but people got lazy. Don't want to do anything. They think good matches will sell them. It just doesn't work like that.
I think that's always been one of my main issues with AEW is that they don't do enough promoting. That's like one of my main issues.
Eugene said it best when he was on here. He talked about this in another seminar thing. I listened to him. I talked to him about it. It was a NXT house show, and it was Kevin Owens and Neville, maybe, or Sami Zayn and Neville. It was something like that. And they're having a very awesome match, and the crowd could care less. Like there wasn't.
That's crazy.
It was crickets. So the stories matter more than the matches. Like obviously you got to be able to wrestle,
Yeah.
but if you don't have a story and not stories within the matches, that's lazy booking. Like an actual story that's serious, that's personal, that's the fans can get invested in, and they want to see what's going to happen the next week. That's how you get people in the arena. That's how you get people watching. Even though
That's true fact.
even though some people might not like the Judgment Day story, that's what they're doing. And obviously, people are invested in it because their YouTube stats are always each week on Raw is always the most viewed. Judgment Day,
Yeah.
Judgment Day, and everyone wants to see what's going to happen next. So Liv, like it's just it leaves you off with the cliffhanger every week, so you want to see what's going to happen. No one's gonna a cliffhanger of who won a match isn't going to get people to watch next week.
I mean, I think when you can get that formula down, I mean, you can put asses in seats, like for sure. And like you're right. I mean, it it's a blend of both. You have to have good wrestling plus great storytelling. Put that together, and I mean, and you're gonna have viewership.
Yeah. Fortunately, the boss of the company doesn't understand that for whatever reason.
Well,
That was a good segment with MJF and Ospreay. That was very good.
that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was probably the best Will Ospreay's been on the mic since he's been in AEW.
That's what I was thinking too. I mean, because he's gotten a lot better. I mean, his eyes don't dart around or anything, and that's the thing. I mean, he's in a place where he's used to it at the same time too. So he's like speaking to people like that. His people basically. So he's in his backyard, so he's comfortable.
Yeah, it was really good. But I don't think I think the only reason that Will Ospreay is doing good on the mic is because he's working with MJF. And MJF is really good on the mic, so he's able to learn from someone like MJF who can really talk.
Yeah,
Like he can teach anybody, teach even from scratch how to cut a promo. Like
that's a really good point.
anybody else, I mean, Cody Rhodes, he's not in AEW anymore. CM Punk would have been perfect. Samoa Joe's great, but since he's working with MJF, that's honestly like the only star that AEW has right now is MJ. Like anyone that moves anything is MJF. He's the only.
He's the needle mover.
He's the only star they have.
And what you mean?
Hopefully, Will Ospreay can be that eventually. I mean, he is a very good wrestler and he is very talented. He's won titles all over the world, but there's a broader audience besides the internet wrestling community on Twitter.
Right.
Like there's millions of people across the world that don't even know who Will like that are wrestling fans that don't even know who Will Ospreay is. If you can just get his name out there, because wrestling on national television compared to wrestling at the Tokyo Dome is two different things. And trying to get a 5-star match from Dave Meltzer.
Right.
Someone doesn't have a match as Hangman. He doesn't have a match from All In. Oh, he's been in the Casino Gauntlet. Evil Uno. He's gonna win that probably. Evil Uno's on it as well.
Oh, that's cool.
You're stupid, Evil Uno.
I like Evil Uno. He's awesome.
He was right there. You didn't see that coming.
I love how Uno was just casually walking backstage, just walking around.
I know what could happen. Hangman wins that battle royal, and Danielson wins the match, but he comes out and but they don't really treat it like a Money in the Bank type thing. They don't specify it. That's what I don't like. The AEW doesn't specify. Is it you get a match at a later date, or is it like the Money in the Bank where you can cash in your title shot at any time? I wish they would make that clear and specify.
Right,
The
right.
one time they did that, and then other times they don't do it.
I always assumed it was like Money in the Bank. That's
Yeah,
how I always assumed
like
it was like.
sometimes, like MJF won at one time, and he went against Moxley at a later date, but he teased that he could cash it in right there and then if he wanted to.
Hmm.
But it didn't make sense. Like, what is it? Like, make up your minds. Is it match at a later date? Like, you just need to specify stuff like that. Because if Hangman wins, I could see Danielson winning and Hangman cashing in right there and beating Danielson.
Man,
And
people would boo him.
technically, Danielson wouldn't have to retire because he said Swerve Strickland match. He never said anything about Hangman's match,
Right.
so he wouldn't be retired because it was. He said against Swerve Strickland, he said he would retire. He didn't say Hangman, but I know they're planning on doing Hangman and Swerve it all out. So maybe Swerve gets a rematch there.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think Danielson should have a week. I mean, if he wins that All In for only 3 minutes, I guess he can say that he had it.
Right.
It'd be a short run, but he could say that he won it. And also at Dynamite Grand Slam, I got Darby Allin. He'll be going against whoever the world champion is. He won that Rampage Battle Royal thing, and he'll be in the title shot.
Hmm.
I didn't even think he should have won that because he's already got a TNT title shot. Why is he getting another title shot on top of that?
That seems kind of unfair. Especially when you have other talent that could be in that position.
Yeah, they could have had someone else. Like if Darby's going for the TNT title at All In, why shouldn't he be going for the world title as well? He shouldn't have even been in that match. Like that's something that Tony Khan does. He doesn't make sense.
It doesn't really. Because it seems off because, like I said, there are plenty of other talent back there that can be in that very same position. I don't know. It's
And
crazy.
when I say not Darby Allin, I don't mean Orange Cassidy because that's probably who Tony Khan would have had won, if not Darby
You're
Allin.
probably right. You're
Like
probably right about that too.
like Moxley, Darby, and Orange Cassidy always win. They're, they never lose. Mainly Orange
It's like
Cassidy, he never loses. Never.
I think Orange Cassidy. I think that's TK's boy right there.
He doesn't know what he's doing. But why would and you could have someone else win that battle royal on Rampage? That there's plenty of guys that's not doing anything. You got Pac, you got uh who else babyface wise they could have had? They could have had Lance Archer, he's not doing anything.
Yeah, that's true.
They got Rouge. They got I don't know when Keith Lee's coming back or what his future holds or what's gonna happen with that.
You see, that's what's so frustrating, though. Because of the fact that he has all this talent, all this star power, but doesn't know what to do with it. It's frustrating because I really enjoy AEW, but it's like I said, he's like he has all this power, all this star power, but he doesn't know what to do at all. It's like it's I don't know.
He's
It's
had
like
a lot of
it's like a kid with a bunch of action figures, and he's just playing with them.
I said it before, and people's gotten pissed for me saying this online and on here too. But Tony Khan is Andy from Toy Story.
Exactly.
He signs a bunch of wrestlers. He has bunches of wrestlers, and he plays with. You know how Andy played with Woody all the time, and then Buzz Lightyear came along. He chunked
Yep.
Woody under the bed, and he played with Buzz Lightyear. That's what Tony Khan does. And then every year, him and his mom, they have clean out, they have garage sale, and the toys that he doesn't use, he gets rid of. So then Tony and his dad, they go under the bed and they get rid of the rest they don't want, and they throw them away. Then they go toy shopping, then they bring in a whole bunch of new toys.
So you see, everything can come back to Toy Stories. It's just, I mean, I remember we discussed this before too.
Yeah.
And like Vince was Sid,
Like
Vince McMahon was Sid.
I think I seen the picture one time. Someone made it. They used the Toy Story font and Tony's toys. And him holding action figures. I mean, I hate to be like that, but you got all these people on. You got like Miro. Like, what is he doing? He ain't doing a damn thing.
Exactly. I mean, he's still there, but he has no TV time. You don't see him around. He's not injured. You know.
I think I met him in April, and he said he was injured, but I feel like they could still do something with him, even with being injured. Kind of like how the WWE CM Punk. Like, he was injured, but they still kept him around a little bit. Maybe they could just have a series like Jericho does, where or like Broken Metal Heart, like Miro used to film those vignettes of like God.
Yeah.
Have him do that
Redeemer.
and meet up something big. Have him show up on Dynamite and just do a segment. In Galilee.
That'd be cool.
Something. I mean, CJ Perry's not there anymore. I don't even know why they signed her. She's not there anymore. I wouldn't have signed her to begin with.
I think it's like a package deal. I think it probably was.
Now they're divorced, so.
They're divorced?
Yeah, Miro and Lana, they divorced.
Like in real life?
Yeah, they divorced.
No shit. Oh, man.
But the weird thing is, the same weekend that they got divorced, it was announced. It was probably before then, but it was publicly. I think Miro or CJ Perry announced it. And they were signed autographs, and they had to sit right next to each other.
Man.
It was awkward because they're not speaking to each other. They're not doing anything.
That's news to me. I didn't know that.
And someone was stupid to ask, a fan asked, how's the divorce going?
That's all. That's a dumb question.
The fan, Miro looked at him funny and said, it's not funny. It's not funny, but at the same time, Miro's facial expression made it funny.
Jeez. Man.
And then Miro said, how's your weight loss going?
That's good. That's a nice comeback.
He made it personal, so
he took it there. You're right. He took it there.
I thought it was funny the way Miro, his facial, see what facial expressions was what makes me laugh sometimes. But this is one of the matches I was looking for. The main matches I was looking forward to tonight is this match and FTR and Darby versus Young Bucks and Jack Perry.
Yeah.
What was the opening match? I know we had Jericho and Tom Billington. That was a pretty good match. I can't remember what the first match was.
I didn't get to see the opening one.
I can't remember what opened the show. I know what opened the show was Britt Baker and Mercedes, the contract signing. I think the first match was Jericho and Tommy Billington, maybe. That was an okay match. No. Tommy Billington match was good, but the swerve in the Saraya and Tony Storm was an okay match. This match so far is pretty good. the Britt Baker and Mercedes contract signing was good. I think Britt Baker pretty much. I think she owned that segment. She. Yeah, here it is. I was talking about it earlier. Top Flight and Leo Rush versus Claudio Will Yuta. And no, it's not Moxley. It's Pac.
Nice.
They'll go get each other on Collision to see who goes in that fatal four-way trios match.
I might just watch that match.
But the contract signing was good. Britt Baker made it good. Mercedes, since she's came to AEW, she hasn't been good on the mic at all. Me personally,
I agree. She seems kind of like she's getting too comfortable on the mic. You know what I mean?
she acts like she's this big deal, even out of character.
Right.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe WWE protected her in some way that made her sound good on the mic, but without their guide, WWE's system, she's not used to having to come up with the promo herself.
Right. I mean, that's the magic of WWE. I mean, they can hide your negatives and accentuate your positives, like to the point to where your negatives won't even be noticed.
Maybe that was one of her negatives in WWE. Like, we'll see as time goes on. But, I mean, she's always had a confident character. She's always been confident as a character. She's always. I mean, since she's came to AEW, I haven't enjoyed anything that she's done. Really, like, her debut was. Everyone on Twitter, her debut is going to surpass CM Punk. She's going to get down to 1 million viewers, and none of it happens.
None of it.
None of it. And if you watched it, they tried to make it like the CM Punk debut. Like, they tried to do the lights and stuff and have the crowd chant Mercedes, but it just didn't. You can't match something that was original. You just can't do that.
Right.
But she's had a few good matches. Her match against Stephanie Valkyria at Forbidden Door was good. Her match with Sheeta, her recently was pretty good. I mean, she's had some good
that
matches.
was good.
She's had some good matches, but not anything that's. I mean, the only classic I would say is her and Stephanie Valkyria. I think the Britt Baker feud has been the best thing I've enjoyed since she's been in AEW. And it's not really because of Mercedes, it's because of Britt Baker.
Because of Britt.
Yeah, she's been good on the mic, and she knows how to bring it. Like, out of all the storylines that she's been in, Britt Baker's had the most consistent women's stories. Maybe tied with Toni Storm now, because Tony's had a lot of good stuff. But Britt Baker's had a lot of good stories from the Rosa, Sheeta, Mercedes now. But Mercedes is not the star of that division. Maybe her former WWE name, her popularity, maybe.
Yeah.
But even her popularity doesn't even show in AEW. Like,
Let me ask you a question though. Do you think that Tony relies on the name alone a lot, like the name?
that's what he thinks. He signed Edge. He signed Ospreay, Okada, Mercedes. All these. He's paying him millions of dollars. I mean, he's paying Okada $12 million.
Yeah.
She's the top paid woman wrestler of all time, which will soon be topped by Becky Lynch. You watch. When she signs back with WWE, she'll be topping that. But even their name value doesn't even bring anything. Like, the one that shocked me was Edge. He didn't bring anything. Like, because for me, I think Edge is a bigger name than CM Punk. But,
yeah.
But not in business-wise, he's not. I mean, I thought Edge was going to, Christian's there. He hasn't won against a lot of these guys. He was going to bring some new eyes, but he hasn't done any of that. Now, his run in AEW hasn't been bad. He's had a lot of good stuff, but
right.
he hasn't brought anything. Mercedes is another one. Her debut episode was at 800,000. Normally for a debut like that, you expect at least 900 to 1 million, but at least 900,000 would have been a success for AEW.
Right.
But I don't know. I think Tony relies too much on matches, and just because they were in WWE doesn't mean they can draw anywhere else. Like a lot of AEW fans are hyping up Shane McMahon, but without the McMahon name, he wouldn't have drawn anything.
I mean, right. And that's another thing when you bring up Shane. I mean, we all know that him and Shane have been in talks, but we don't know the intention. We don't know. We don't know the intention of Shane McMahon. We don't know if he's going to be like a conduit of getting people into the WWE, or is he there to help Tony, or we don't know the ins and outs of what's going on. Really, I mean, as far as business, I mean, they could be setting up some kind of way to do business with WWE. You never know. I mean, it's like but it's like fans will speculate, of course.
I know
But it's
they're
like
not. I know a lot of people have speculated that Vince McMahon's trying to get back in the wrestling business,
they're
and
using
he wants,
Shane to do it.
yeah, he wants to buy AEW, which that's not a fact. It's not a report. That's just theory.
The conspiracy theory, yeah.
Some say he's gonna come in and destroy AEW from inside. I mean, we saw that leaked photo, and Tony Khan said that it was taken by a airport employee. There's
Right.
no way.
This-
Tony Khan,
yeah,
they wanted that picture posted.
not some average Joe that works in the airport is going to be in that meeting with Shane McMahon
And even if
and
they
Tony
did,
Khan. I mean,
and even if an employee did take that, I feel like they would tell them to delete it right now. So
exactly. They wanted people to talk about it.
they wanted that. If they didn't want that posted, they did a really poor job about that. But
I know. I mean,
I think they wanted it out there. But if they didn't, then just let it slide.
and things I don't buy. There was just some random worker at the airport that was happened to be in the room with Shane McMahon and Tony Khan. I mean, come on, that's a load of baloney. I mean, come on, it's probably somebody that's high up and executive, at the executive level that was there at that meeting, that picture that wanted that out there to get fans talking.
It was probably Tony Khan's buddy Dave Meltzer that took it.
Ooh.
Or it could have been someone like a business person with Tony, or it was someone. Yeah, I don't believe it was just any other person.
Yeah, somebody at a high level.
And
Because no average Joe could just be in there.
Yeah, but personally, if I was bringing in Shane, I told this story a few times, but Christopher Daniels is the interim GM or something, like he is. Like he's some like an interim GM or something, consultant or something, consultant to Tony Khan. Like whatever Tony Khan says, he says publicly. But I would have the Elite, the Young Bucks and them, take him out. I would have them beat up Christopher Daniels, put him through the stage or put him to a table or something. And then Tony Khan has a major announcement like he always does. And
Right.
He makes the announcement that he's tired of the Elite destroying everything. He's tired of them beating up everybody. So he's going to bring in someone that they can't beat up and someone that has more power than them. And then he announces Shane McMahon. And then as the weeks go by, there's a lot of chaos. Nobody gets along. This is what WWE did with the brand split. Nobody gets along. It's chaos. It's backstage fights. So then they announce an AEW draft. Shane McMahon will be over Collision. He'll be the GM of Collision. The Young Bucks will be over Dynamite.
There you go.
They have a draft.
Inject some McMahon into AEW.
Then they have a draft. But you could still, if you wanted to have Shane McMahon wrestle, you could do it once or twice a year. Like for All In, for, like every once in a while. Because he tore his quad in 10 seconds.
I mean, but do you really want to see some old dude throw himself around?
Not really. But
I mean,
but someone tells me if he did wrestle, he would probably go against Darby Allin. That's probably
oh,
the.
that'd be a cool match, though. Honestly speaking,
But
Shane and Darby, that'd be fun.
uh, he just flipped everybody off. What the hell? He just flipping everybody off for no reason. That was pretty funny.
Screw you, and screw you.
And if they did that storyline, they would probably have Shane McMahon do something in a match with the Young Bucks or something. Like I would only have him wrestle like 2 or 3 times a year. Like that's it. Like for All In, Big Show, for that, and that's it. And Collision pretty much has sunk to the ground since CM Punk's not been there. I feel
Let me
like
ask you this. Let me ask you this though. What about what about MJF versus Shane McMahon? 'Cause I've heard MJF talking some noise about Shane lately here. I don't know if you've heard it, but
yeah, I heard about that. Perfect story will be about that is MJF's a heel, so he wants to stay on Dynamite with the bad guys, but he's mad because Shane McMahon drafted him to Collision, and then he's pissed, and then it eventually leads to a match between the two. But I don't even know if Shane could hang with any of these guys in AEW. I don't even think he could hang with anybody in WWE right now.
no,
He did hang
he
with
could
Kane
barely
back.
get into the ring.
He did hang with Kane and others back in the day, but that was back in the day. We're not in back in the day anymore.
I mean, you're right.
A standing ovation. But what was I gonna say? The Collision, like since CM Punk's not been there, like anyone doesn't want to admit it, people like the CM Punk version of Collision more than they do this Bryan Danielson, Tony Khan, whatever show. Because CM Punk's Collision, it wasn't really a hard brand, it was a soft brand split, but Collision felt completely different. It felt like it was a Dynamite level show where newsworthy stuff happened, big stuff happened, but it didn't even feel like it didn't feel like it was an AEW product. It felt like a completely different company, and a lot of old school fans got into that. And it gave people a reason to watch. Like, if you want to see Jay White, if you want to see the Bullet Club Doll, if you want to see Ricky Starks, you have to watch Collision. If you don't watch Collision, you can't see them. So that increases ticket sales, that increases ratings, that increases everything. So I think Shane McMahon and name might would spice up Collision a little bit. I would actually have Shane McMahon. Well, I don't know about that. I was going to say maybe Shane McMahon book Collision. But we've never really seen what he can do. Oh, damn. But we've never seen what Shane McMahon can do on a weekly basis. We've never seen that. So what happened?
It'd be interesting.
Time limit draw.
What?
That was a good match.
They gotta continue. They gotta continue this match on eventually. They gotta keep it going. Like, damn, that's pretty. That's pretty good match. I like that. Like, they have to finish the match at some point. It has to be a definitive winner between Okada and Castagnoli.
Yeah, this is where they're going to go straight into the main event, probably. The Young Bucks and Jack Perry is supposed to go against FTR and Darby. But they're going to have a rematch at some point. Probably at All Out, I bet.
I'd love that. That'd be awesome.
I mean, they got to plan something for All Out. I already know we're not going to get it. We're not getting 5 more minutes. You're going to say no. It always happens in wrestling. The heels always do that. Like, if you want something, the fans cheer, not tonight, or we're not giving you that.
I think it's smarter to leave it like this, like leave it to where they have to continue the fight, at a later date, so that you get more fans to more eyeballs, man. I mean, it's smart.
Yeah, there's a very good match, and they want to see a winner eventually. So they're going to tune in whenever this next match happens. I wouldn't mind Claudio being the next Continental Champion. He's never won an AEW singles title. That'd be interesting.
That belt would be awesome on him. Hell yeah.
Next time will be soon. What's Jack Perry gonna do?
Well, of course, you see what they're trying to do by trying to get them to ask for 5 more minutes. They're trying to cut their time to make sure they have the shortest match that they can possibly have.
Yeah. Who's Darby?
Let's see what they're doing here. They think they're clever. It is clever. Because if their match keeps going, then the main event's going to be cut short, which is what the Young Bucks are wanting.
Hey, at this point, every time the Young Bucks are on, the ratings plummet. So, and normally the lowest viewage is the last match of the night, so fans are tuning out at this point. The main event for them was Okada and Claudio. That was the main event. Everyone's went to bed. They said, "Aye, aye." We'll see you next week. But
There's the thing. AEW has a kind of a pattern of kind of blowing their load early in the show a lot of the time. Whereas once you get to the main event, a lot of people are kind of tuning out.
AEW used to do better with that. But when every time the Young Bucks are on, their numbers are always the lowest, always, and that can't be by coincidence. It's happened all the time, so it's hard to say. It's hard to say it's by coincidence.
Yeah, well, it's not a coincidence at all. I don't think so.
If it happens every single time, then it can't be. I mean, I like the Young Bucks. I mean, they're not my favorites. They're definitely not the best tag team of all time. They're not the best at anything. Maybe they're the best at
entertaining.
They are doing something good. I haven't seen a group of wrestlers get people to tune out as fast as they do. That's a big accomplishment.
You swerved that one.
That's such a good accomplishment. No one's ever done that before. Nobody.
But the nice swerve, Connor.
That was such a hot. They're so generational for that. If they can get so many people to stop watching in that amount of time, I mean, that's just amazing. Props to them.
We're kind of proving Jim Cornette right with that kind of stuff, though.
I mean, it's not wrong. I mean, for the Young Bucks, I've enjoyed a lot of their matches over the years. Their match with Hangman and Kenny, their match with Lucha Bros, FTR, even their ROH stuff. But I thought they let their egos get the best of them now, and if you're not all in with the elite, then they don't want to work with you. Like they don't want to make money. They don't want to put out they don't want to
remind you of.
No, who?
At the old NWO with Hogan and Colin Nash pretty much holding hostage everything.
Which, at least they're not like Kevin Nash and putting the world title on. Well, they are the tag titles, but they aren't the head bookers. At least they're not doing that. But It's
People
kind of
love Scott Nash. I mean, Hall and Nash. They love them. People are kind of on the fence with the Young Bucks.
it's just when Kevin Nash booked himself to win the world title and beat Goldberg. That was kind of.
I didn't like that either. I agree with you on that. I didn't like that either.
I mean, Goldberg's not the best in ring at all, but we're gonna have anyone beat him. And the way they did it, it was just kind of all that for that ending. Like,
And
Oh
as big of
yeah.
a fan of Kevin Nash as I am, I didn't think that he needed the title. I didn't think he needed it. Not at
now,
that point in his career.
and that's when WWE was going downhill at that point. Like that was when they were.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that. Even though I didn't watch WCW back
That's what I
then.
was thinking. But I don't think the Young Bucks are placed where they are business wise. But I don't think their intentions are what Kevin Nash did. But like I don't know. I don't work with AEW, so I don't know what they feel or what they. But it comes off as if you're bigger than the Young Bucks, or if it's not about their vision and it's not about what they envision AEW was, and then they don't want to do business with you. Like they don't want you around.
Just work for them, brother.
Like they want to be. It's all about the elite. Just like Jim Cornette said, just what they want. Just give them what they want, and everyone's happy.
Oh, bother.
I think Jim Cornette is gonna have a big "I told you so" for a lot of people.
I mean, I don't mean to sound so doom and gloom, but it's just the facts doesn't lie. I mean, and they're not the biggest names in AEW. I can name 5 names bigger than them: Jericho, Moxley, Edge, Christian, Danielson. They're all bigger than the Young Bucks.
True fact.
I mean, the Young Bucks are one of the best current tag teams. I mean, I'll give them like the past several years they have been. I'll give them like they are good in the ring. They've had good matches. They've had some good stuff. But I just feel like over the years past, they've gotten bigger egos, and I don't
Yeah.
know. They just
I mean, I've said it before. I mean, they're now being what everybody thought they were in the first place.
they count with their characters. They're just the business side of it. Like just how past things have happened, it just comes off as like this elite storyline, like the EVPs and stuff. That would work perfect if CM Punk was still there. That would have been perfect. Like
Yeah.
Jack Perry and CM, like that would have been the biggest story in AEW history. Like
That
if
would put asses in seats.
CM Punk was involved in that, that would have been must see. Everyone would want because these guys got into backstage fights many times. Like these guys actually fought. They've actually beat each other up, and you put them in an actual feud against each other. That would be must see. Like everybody would be talking about that. Like Edge and Matt Hardy, like that was the best feuds of all time, and it was
The
real heat.
tickets sell themselves, literally.
Yeah, like they actually hated each other. Like it wasn't really a feud. It was actually a fight.
Yeah.
But past is the past. You can only look at what we could have had for so long. You got to move on.
And the thing is that you and I both know that as much of an asshole as Vince McMahon is, you and I both know, and Chris, we know that he would have took that. He would have took those lemons and made lemonade. He would have took that and made it into something huge.
Oh yeah,
he would have made money out of that.
That was millions of dollars they could have made. Like that was they could have made a lot of money with that merchandise, tickets, ratings. Like that'd have been something to see.
You could have had Crimea River shirts. You could have had all kinds of cool stuff come out of that whole rivalry.
CM Punk being in it with FTR, like they've had it. Like I guarantee the stadium, the Anarch in the arena, and the Blood and Guts matches, both of those would have been 10 times bigger if CM Punk was involved.
That's the point to what I was saying. Like Tony Khan doesn't have like the mind of like a wrestler promoter, because because like we were just saying, like Vince McMahon, he would have took that and ran with it and made money.
This is what Bully Ray said on Busted Open one time. I heard him say, "Every good booker learned from someone. Vince learned from his dad. Paul Heyman, I think they said that he learned from Dusty Rhodes, maybe. I don't know. Paul, like they said, Paul Heyman worked.
Paul Heyman had a whole line of people he was learning from.
I think one of them was Dusty Rhodes, maybe.
Yeah, Dusty. I think Jim Cornette, and a lot of people helped him out.
Every major booker, Jeff Jarrett learned from Jerry Jarrett. Jerry Jarrett learned from someone, I'm pretty sure. Every big time booker learned from someone. Tony's Khan, the only person he's learned from is Dave Meltzer.
Right.
He's not even a wrestling. He's just he knows nothing about wrestling. He speaks from it from a fan's point of view, not any experience, any like knowing no wrestling business. He doesn't know any of it.
Right.
Which I feel like Tony Khan would benefit from under the learning tree of actual booker, and in long term, Tony Khan can book for himself, and he won't need any help. He can do it himself. I mean, it's okay to say it's okay to have help. I mean, nothing wrong with. I mean, damn, that was good. Giant machine.
I think, and we've spoken about Dave Meltzer before, and like his I think position or effect in the internet wrestling community. And I mean, like, sure, take what he says with a grain of salt. I'm one that I've been listening to his opinion since I was young, since I was a kid. I never took it as fact or anything like that. And it's like, he's kind of the grandfather of the internet wrestling community, if you want to think about it. I mean, he's kind of what got the ball rolling for what we're doing right now.
I'll give that to Chris Van Vliet instead.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave Meltzer, everything he reports these days are false. Like he quoted AEW's mock TV deal, and
yeah,
he copied what a AEW fan said on Reddit 2 years ago. It was the exact same thing. That's false. And Fightful reports today that they've doubled the amount of money that they were going to get. So,
I mean, that's what bothers me, though. I mean, because he'll come out with stuff that's fact when he should be stating that it's his opinion. You know what I mean?
Running out like cowards.
You see, they're gone.
That was good. That was a good main event match, though. I like the finish to that. Don't tell we're closing with the Acclaim. Well, no, we still got Danielson and Swerve. We still got them. I thought this was the last thing.
I think you still got another 10 minutes. Yep, they still got room for them.
Barely. Max Cash's raps don't come off as good anymore.
I think now he has to be more PC with them. He has to watch what he says, I think. he can go against the grain, but not too much. You don't want the mothers at home to get angry. And I'm sure that was a Tony Khan thing that he was like, well, you gotta dial the rap back a little bit. You gotta dial the dissing and the raps a little bit. Gotta dial it back. Don't make it too rough.
And before the tables turn, like WWE's going more edgier now, and AEW's going more PG now.
That's nuts. It's always gotta please those sponsors,
which WWE's crowd has got more ruthless over this year. Like FU Solo, and they've brought back the fan base that they lost. Because before, every week on SmackDown, every week on Raw, he was dead. Like, you wouldn't hear chants, like organic chants. It would be piped in or just low, normal chants. It wouldn't be anything. But now
You can tell whenever the chants are piped in.
Yeah, but they've brought back a lot of the fans that stopped watching the WWE. They've brought back that spark in the fan base.
Yeah.
But that was good. That was a good 6-man tag right there. It was pretty good.
That was.
I think their match at All In, FTR Young Bucks and Acclaim, that would be a good match. That might be the best match of the show. Last year, FTR and Young Bucks had an amazing match last year at All In.
I think I'm going to be watching All In too.
Yeah, I plan on watching it. Brian Danielson. The final showdown is next. I know a lot of people sit out and talk bad about AEW all the time, but in this stream, I've talked about how good things are on the show, but that won't be talked about.
I mean, I wouldn't consider it talking bad about them. It's just things that we see wrong that needs improving. I mean, we love AEW.
I mean, I don't like AEW as much as I did before. Like, I was a diehard AEW fan, watched every week, watched everything, Rampage, Collision. I'd stay from 2 o'clock in the morning if they were on. But it's not the same product as it once was. And not in a good way. I mean, the only show I watch is Dynamite, and that's it. Like Rampage, Collision, I don't. But all the belts, I don't care anything about it.
Well,
WWE, I do watch everything now because their product is just more. It's not PG anymore. It's more edgier. It's more.
Yeah.
I just prefer the WWE product. Like, I still like everyone says, because I got back into WWE, I don't like AEW anymore. I still like AEW. You can like 2 companies, but you can like one more. You can like both companies, but like one more than the other. But you still like both of them. I still like.
Yeah,
AEW.
that's possible.
And for someone to say I don't support AEW, I spent thousands and thousands of dollars. Chris can testify to this. I got figures of AEW all over my wall. I have over 100 posters, tickets, merchandise, over 100 shirts of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
Yeah, we definitely support AEW.
Nobody can say I don't support AEW because I spent thousands and thousands. I flew across the country for AEW.
Yeah, you did. You have.
I got literally. I flew across the country for them.
Well, I know what you mean, though.
But I don't like AEW as much as I did in years past. But I still like and I still watch AEW. I still support it.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think we all support the product. We just it could do better. It could do so much better. I mean, I think I feel that way, and I know Connor feels that way, and I know Chris does.
I mean, they weren't always like this. I mean, AEW used to be a lot better, and it wasn't just because CM Punk left. Because if I didn't like it just because CM Punk left, like once CM Punk left, I still watched. Like we have a live reaction, but I still watched. All the shows once he was not there.
Yeah,
which CM Punk did bring more to Collision at least. Well, to the business in general, he brought something to the table for AEW, but for Collision, he brought something that they don't have now, which is on it. Like they can still have a good collision without CM Punk. Like they can keep the same type of structure that he created without him. But I like AEW still. I mean, just like anything, I say what I like, and the not so good stuff, I say what I don't like.
Yeah.
It's good to have Nigel McGuinness. He is another home country hero. He's from the UK.
Nigel.
And Danielson and Nigel has never interacted in AEW. They've interacted
Isn't
in
that
other
something though?
like they've interacted in other companies and stuff, but in AEW they've never interacted until now. They're fixing to.
I love the remarks that he has for Danielson all the time. I love it. His little snide remarks that he had that he talks on the, on the side, and he just talks
Yeah.
trash about him. I love it. It was like one day they have to meet up, man.
I remember one time. He was saying, "What did he say?" Oh, the Continental Classic at World's End. He said, "Oh, we Bryan Danielson in the Continental Classic." That's such like
I remember that.
just the way he said it. It was funny.
His sarcasm was awesome. I loved it. I remember exactly what you're talking about.
Everyone wants Nigel and Danielson having the match, but I don't even know if Nigel's cleared. I think he got injured, like a neck injury, and he couldn't wrestle anymore. And that's
Yeah.
why he's a commentator now. He's a full he was in TNA as a commentator, in NXT as a commentator, he's in AEW as a commentator. Thanks for watching. Just tuning in. I certainly agree. You guys always bring the best to the podcast. Keep it up, all of y'all. We definitely appreciate that.
I appreciate it, man.
We appreciate it more if you got the donations. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know if you noticed it, but Nigel, he did the Vince McMahon pose when he introduced Swerve. He did like the Vince McMahon pose when he came out. I don't know if you remember this, but when Vince McMahon he had his pose when he would get excited, he would bring like a big superstar out or something like that, or like he was like Hulk Hogan, and like he would do this little pose and point towards the stage. It was funny. I just noticed that it was hilarious.
Like that time he did when he introduced, I thought it was Theodore Long, but instead it was Kurt Angle.
Yeah, exactly.
Nigel McGuinness has really got a personal feud with Bryan Danielson.
It's hilarious. I love it. Every time Danielson's around, he always has something to say. It's always funny.
Somebody cut his microphone off, please.
All right, when's Brian? I thought this was like a showdown with Danielson and Swerve, not Nigel and Swerve.
Well, Nigel McGuinness, you know, he doesn't like Brian.
I want to hear Danielson and Swerve talk to each other.
I'm not done here yet because as much as I truly appreciate Bryan Danielson being the generational legend that he is, I mean, I'm talking about another Pacific Northwest native like myself, two Washington State.
I love how he goes to praising Danielson, and a few seconds later, he'll talk about how he's not good anymore.
But I still can't help but feel disrespected by you, Brian. Because I keep hearing all your little scripts from these interviews that you've been doing lately, saying that you're ready for retirement, you're ready to walk off and be a family man. And that is what pisses me off. That's a slap in the face.
Yeah, I agree with Swerve there. He kind of, what he said in an interview recently, like he could care less if he won or lost. And it kind of discredits the whole match.
Oh boy.
I'm going to do something to you that makes sure that you don't get the itch. No, not getting back in the ring. After all, am I some act of God, some lightning striking down and reviving your body after I decimated in this ring at All In? Maybe you do get the itch. Maybe you do get that little fighting spirit, that American dragon in you that wakes back up, fires back off, and thinks that they can get in this ring and do it again. Maybe you want to keep it under wraps and keep it from me. Maybe you want to go into some independent wrestling show in the state of Washington. No, don't you go nowhere. It's too right.
Hi Chris, hi Mr. Jacobs.
Hey, Brenda.
Our storyline, hope you have one.
Hello, Brenda.
Oh, I didn't see this comment. I was the one enjoy watching anything that keeps me invested in what's happening. Don't anything. I agree. I'll get to that question.
I agree with that too.
I'll get to that question after this segment's over, so I can give you a better answer for that. Serious questions I like to give an actual.
That's a good question.
Bryan Danielson would be great for GCW's death matches. At this point, I doubt his family will let him do it because he promised his daughter that he would retire. He's not even retiring. He's still gonna wrestle. Just not a full-time wrestler. That would be interesting. He's not under contract with AEW, so. Oh, here comes Danielson. So we're not going to get to see Danielson and Nigel talk?
Really?
I want to see them interact or something with each other. But instead, he beats up Swerve.
Maybe you're confused. Maybe a lot of people are confused. Because I don't come out here for 20 minutes every week and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk about myself. But I know the truth. I know who I am. I know a lot of people say it and they throw it around like it's just some sort of token, like it's some sort of catchphrase. But this isn't. This is the truth. You know it and I know it. I'm the best wrestler in the world. And I have been for the last 20 years. What a moment. So you think?
Well, good crowd reaction.
That you can say that you're
Yeah.
that you're going to retire me, that you're going to cripple me in front of my daughter. This Sunday.
Yeah, Brenda's right. Swerve is making a statement and trying Danielson. That's what he's doing. He's getting inside his head.
For the last 25 years, for my peers who have traveled the
Well, one thing I know, learning dancing over the years, you piss them off, it's gonna get some results.
And in front of my family, my wife, my son, my daughter, you said you're going to cripple me. Well, you're going to have to do more than that. You're going to have to damn near kill me because I will leave my soul in this ring. That is what Jeff Jarrett wanted to see. That is what Eddie Kingston wanted to see.
And see, dancing, you can believe every single word he says. He says it all with passion and such conviction. That's what I love about dancing. Whenever he gets really in his promos,
There's been a lot of
that's
talk.
awesome.
There's been a lot of fighting. And there's only one question left.
Like if anybody wanted to learn how to do promos, like sit down and watch some of Danielson's promos when he gets really passionate about what he's saying. That's some of the best promos you can ever hear or watch.
The AEW World Championship.
I think you guys yes chant trademark.
They know the answer, and you know the answer. The dragon is awake, boys. The spirit of the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, is galvanized.
He's finally using into his career. He's finally using the yes chants.
Yeah,
Well, at least
I really hope they play the final countdown for the match. I hope they do. They better.
Well, on the match, that's the final countdown, so it probably will be. On the thing, it says the final countdown, title versus career.
if they do the final countdown song, that's going to cost EVPs $2 million.
It's
Tony
worth it. They
Khan,
can afford it.
Tony Khan blows that in a day's time.
Right. He can wipe his ass for $2 million.
That's what the EVP said at the I think it was the Anarchy in the Arena, right?
It's a fact.
Well, I thought that was a pretty good episode tonight.
Hell yeah, that was pretty good from what I saw.
Yeah,
Well, I was able to watch a little bit of it on my phone on the way home.
yeah, that was a bunch of Dynamite. We normally do our ratings after each show. I thought it was a good show. I thought the opening segment with Britt Baker and Mercedes, their contract signing was pretty good. I think Britt Baker owned that whole segment. She carried it. She beat Mercedes on the mic, definitely. But the ending to that was sloppy with the mic bump, and that was just very sloppy. But Jericho and Tom Bilton was a pretty good match. Saraya and Tony Storm was okay. Dim Jeff and Will Ospreay segment was really good. The Okada and Kaladi was a very good match. Six Man was a good match, and the ending with Danielson Swerve was good. So I'd give tonight I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
I would have to give I'll probably have to say I'm probably gonna have to go with Connor's 8 out of 10 because it was pretty good though, even though the 20-minute time limit for the Continental Championship was pretty impressive by both Okada and Claudio.
Yeah, I agree.
And the Will Ospreay and MJF segment, oof. Will Ospreay is going to have a lot of fine to get that paid off, but it was worth it to me too. Ha ha!
It was definitely worth it.
Even though it was ending, and even though the ending of the segment, beatdown was not good for me, but whatever. And the face off Well, it got a little too personal, but after Bryan Danielson came in the ring and finally attacked Swerve, he's going to put his whole career on the line, and I do hope that Bryan Danielson does get the win and all that stuff.
All right. Well, I think for me, I think personally, from what I saw, because like I said, I did watch a lot of it on my phone on the way home, and I think with Okada and Claudio, I think with that particular match, how it went to the time limit, I think that's perfect. For me, it makes me want to see you know, the ending of that fight. Like they have to continue that fight and finish it, and they have to do that. Like I would say maybe at a pay per view, like Connor was saying, like that makes a lot. It makes more sense to me. I mean that gets me more invested in that particular fight by having that kind of cliffhanger to it, and like coming back to it, and on a bigger stage. And I think with the final showdown with Swerve and Danielson, I think, like I said a while ago, I mean, when Danielson is passionate and he's really into his promos, I mean, it's hard to top him. It's hard to top him doing that, and I'm looking forward to seeing him and Swerve finally go at it. So I think for me, I'm going to go along with both of y'all. I'm going to give it a solid 8.
Ooh, a three-way eights. Nice.
Yeah, it was a very good show tonight. Yeah, we all get 8 out of 10. It was a good go home show. It was good. It did what it needed to do. But I have a little faith that they'll continue this. Their 80 was not consistent. Like they'll have a good show and then they'll go a few weeks with terrible shows. So, but we'll see. After next week, we'll either build it all out. They kind of already started on that if they play the cards right with Okada and Claudio and some of the other things they got surrounded, like Daniel Garcia and Osprey MJF. They got some stuff already planted seeds for us. So,
Yeah.
but I want to go to this comment so I can give you more of an in-depth answer. Where is it? All right, what do you think AEW should do better? I think they should do brand sport something, get more people used. Everyone needs a fair shot of getting TV time because a lot of the younger guys, they ain't got a chance in the world to get any TV time. Like, how are they supposed to improve as a TV wrestler? They're not able to improve. That would be something I think they should. It needs to be more about stories than just matches. You need to have a little bit of. You need to have both. You need to have a lot of good wrestling and very good storytelling. You can't have one without the other. I think they need to do better with their tag team division. The trios division has been primarily on Collision. Would be perfect for that. Have the trios division just on Collision, have the tag division just on Dynamite. So it separates the two, and they're both evenly balanced out.
Yeah.
Advertising better, quit going the 15,000 seat arenas when you're only getting 2,000 in there. Like that makes no sense. Like they need to go like Dynamite from 2019 to 2020 before the pandemic. They were going like 5,000, 6,000 seat arenas, and they were selling them out. And then for pay-per-views, they went a little bit bigger. I think they should go back to that. Like, there's a lot else that they could do to get back where they were. I don't know. They just got to be more consistent. Like I know some people are probably glazing over this good, and it was a good episode. I'm not gonna like it was a very good episode, but some people are glazing over it, saying the AEW's back. Like we are definitely. Like, how many times are you gonna say that we're back? Because
Right.
times. So are we really back, or in 2 weeks are you gonna say are we back? Like the AEW isn't consistent as it used to be, but it is a good show. I'm gonna give where praise is due. They did very good tonight. Very good go home show. Better storylines, yeah, that would be. And stop doing stuff that people don't want to see. People don't want to see Chris Jericho. Okay, no one cares about Lemon Tree Chris Jericho. Like no one's watching. No one cares for it. Like, I would rather give fans what they want than what they don't want. Hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you, Michael. Brian, some great for you today. Favorite Brian Danielson match in AEW? Wow. I would probably say his match with Kenny Omega at Grand Slam 2021. That was my favorite match of his. What about you guys?
Oh man, that's tough. I don't know if I even have a favorite match. I don't know. I've never really thought about it. I mean, I've always enjoyed all of his matches. I don't know if I have a favorite out of his AEW matches.
Davis says Danielson vs. MJF. That was at Revolution 2023.
In a 1 hour time limit.
Yeah,
That was a good one.
Well, actually, 1 hour Iron Man.
Yeah.
I technically don't have a favorite Brian Danielson match in AEW, but I have seen him in, well, WWE and all that. But I don't have a favorite match of him in AEW though, except what Mr. Davis Goose says. Even though he lost the match to MJF, I would probably have to, as he said, the Iron Man match.
Yeah, he's had a lot of good matches. He's had the top three probably is Danielson versus Kenny Omega, Danielson versus MJF, and Danielson versus Will Ospreay. That was probably his top three best matches. But he had a lot of other good matches with.
Did we ever seen Brian Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr.?
Yeah, we did. We seen that
Yeah.
No, we saw that at Wrestle Dream last year. That was a good match.
Oh yeah, they did have originally it was supposed to be in Forbidden Door, but due to Brian Danielson's injury, he had to be replaced with the new Blackpool Combat Club member, the debuting Claudio.
Yeah. His match against John Moxley at Revolution 2022 was good too. That's when William Regal made his debut. That was a good match. He's had a lot of good matches.
Yeah, except William Regal been in AEW for about 6 to 8 months, and then he decides to leave.
Yeah, like that'll sign a 3-year deal and he didn't stay a year.
Next thing you know, he's on TV. In case anyone hasn't noticed, though, he was on TV with the new NXT general manager, Ava, The Rock's daughter.
Yeah.
He pops in every once in a while, but he is a producer for WWE and he's there all the time. And he wanted to coach his son, Charlie Dimsley, in NXT. He wanted to be with him and coach him.
So technically, he can't be known as William Regal Jr. due to the same name.
Well, he could be going by Charlie Regal. We all know he's his son, and the fans chanted it. Regal's son. Regal's. We already know it.
Yeah. You know what he kind of looks like? He kind of looks like a young John Moxley with that hair, Dean Ambrose.
Like, he doesn't look nothing like William Regal.
A little bit.
Yeah. Like, he's kind of got the hair like William Regal a little bit, but he looks nothing like him in the face or anything.
He kind of looks like John Moxley because his face is denture work and all that. Well, dental work and his eyes. Have you seen his eyes? Like he's going nuts, well, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that was for tonight. Logan McNeely, thanks for watching.
Ooh,
hey,
he must be
Logan.
new.
We appreciate you watching. I haven't seen you comment on here before. Thank you for tuning in. As we're approaching the end, if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe, Logan. We definitely our goal is 1,000 subscribers before the year's over. I don't know if we're going to get that, but we've beaten all our goals. Yeah. We have beat all our goals. If you haven't, though, definitely subscribe. That would show a lot of love in a different way. Yeah, anyone who doesn't subscribe, definitely subscribe down below. We actually gained 3 subscribers tonight. So 3 people who subscribe, we definitely appreciate you subscribing. We'll be back Sunday for Talking Elite. As I said, Talking Elite has been moved to Sundays because Adam took a night job and he can't do Talking Elite on Thursdays because he's working at that time. So we moved it to Sundays, and it'll be like 5 p.m. in the daytime. So he'll be live for that. But we will be live on Friday, not on here, but the Wide World of Wrestling podcast for SmackDown. That is the sister channel to the All Elite Zone. If you haven't subscribed to that, definitely go subscribe. We do Raw, SmackDown, NXT reactions. We do TNA stuff sometimes, WWE pay-per-views sometimes. We do a lot of stuff on there. Definitely go subscribe over there too. And definitely check out all the links in the description. All the links in the description below for the All Elite Zone. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok. We're on all of it. It's all down in the description below. Yeah, and we have a lot of more interviews coming. There's going to be at least 2 more interviews this year. Adam's kind of already elaborated on it than I would like it to be, but he's already said it. My plan is to have Victoria on here finally, and then the end of the year, the final interview, I want to have Raven on. I want him to be the final interview of the year. Then I've already got a few people in mind for 2025. I have a few people that would be pretty interesting that we've never had on here. So, yeah, there's a lot to look forward to in the All Elite Zone. Definitely check out AZ Canada if you haven't checked out AZ Canada as well. And last night they had their all-in predictions. So if you want to see who the AZ Canada crew predicted for every match for All In, definitely go check it out. It was last night. You'll find it in our live streams. Yeah. We'll see you guys on the All Elite Zone Sunday for Talking Elite.
Peace.